Hello, Ramley and other family. Welcome in to MOOF episode 23. I know it's been a while. We had the Texans episode last, and that was a couple weeks ago. We are trying to complete this series on my quest to interview a fan from every NFL team, so that we can find the most overly optimistic fan in the NFL. Because it's the time of year in the NFL. If you're going to be optimistic about your team, it's right now. Everyone is 0-0. And so we're breaking down each and every team to do a record prediction with a fan from that team. And I'm really excited about today's episode. We are going to be discussing the Los Angeles Chargers. And I'm going to bring her in right now. My guest today, this is Nicole. Hello, Nicole.
Hi, everyone. So excited to be here.
Yes, I'm excited that you're here, and thank you for tuning into MOOF and being part of this adventure. Now, Nicole, as I understand, you and your best friend have an Instagram account called Touchdowns and Tight Ends. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm a huge Chargers fan, obviously. Ashley, who is the co-founder of Touchdowns and Tight Ends, is a big 49ers fan. So, the two of us became best friends in high school, through sports. We played water polo together. That's kind of how we, started the friendship. And, we spent a lot of our high school years going to Angels games and college games as well. And then, football was such a big part of our lives. We couldn't really afford to go to games when we were in high school and college, right? It was a lot more expensive than going to a baseball game. But we just, the last couple of seasons, we've spent so much time together during, on Sundays, right? Getting together, having some drinks, watching the games. And it was like, God, we need to do something for us. Like we love the game so much. We want to be able to have a safe space for women, to feel comfortable talking about football, because a lot of the times, even for me personally, I don't know everything about all the teams, right? So being able to, feel comfortable being a fan for your own team, but not necessarily knowing the roster for another team, right? Just a safe space to get together, talk about the games, talk about highlights, talk about football, and just really have fun.
Awesome. No, that's fantastic. And I encourage anyone viewing this live or on the replay, you can follow Touchdown and Tight Ends. I do have a link to their Instagram account in the description below, and definitely check them out. They have some fantastic content. If you're a football fan, definitely Touchdown and Tight Ends. Go check it out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and hopefully we'll develop a podcast over the next year or so. Definitely have more content, through the season. So exciting stuff to come.
Ashley, we are going to get into it. Or Ashley, that's your. I just called you Ashley. Nicole, my apologies. Nicole, we are going to get into it here because we've been going through this series, breaking down every team's NFL schedule, doing a prediction. And throughout the season, I'm going to use this information to try and track who was the closest to being right. So it's really exciting to see, because everyone's optimistic about their team this time of year. At least you should be.
Absolutely.
But before we do the breakdown, can you give just a couple of general thoughts? What are Chargers fans looking forward to about this season? I think they're a fascinating team.
I don't even know where to start with this question, because I feel for all of us, right, the number one thing is just being able to go to games, right? Yeah. Having the preseason. We didn't have that last year. So much was lost, with COVID and everything else. I feel like we're finally back to some sort of normalcy, and football's really back. Having the training camp starting next week, just all the drama with where the quarterbacks are going and, what's happening on the off season. I think for me, the most exciting thing is to be in those stands again, to be able to watch the teams, to be able to go to the games. And, we have a new coach this year. You're aware of that.
Yeah, that hurt when the Chargers hired him. I didn't want him to go.
And to be honest with you, I don't know too much about him or what he did with the Rams, but I'm excited. Anthony Lynn Anthony Lynn was great, but it just wasn't working for us. I mean, the last couple of years, there were so many plays that we would watch and just be like, oh my gosh, why are you not calling a timeout? Like, what is happening? So it's good to have, new blood on the team. We've got this brand new franchise quarterback, right? Who,
Herbert, yeah.
I mean, he's the talk of the town. So super excited to have such, new blood with a new coach. I think it's really going to set this dynamic for what the Chargers really can be, right? I mean, I see this comment here from Diego, like the Chargers have fans. I hear this all the time. I mean, it happens on a daily basis, right? So growing up in San Diego, born and raised, yes, I'm a diehard Chargers fan. But I'm excited to see Keenan Allen out there with Austin Eckler. Hopefully there's no injuries this year. I mean, there's always injuries in Chargers it happens a lot. But having not Melvin Ingram. Why am I blanking?
Joey Bosa?
No, Joey Bosa and Derwin James. Derwin James. Having Derwin James back, I mean, that is killer, right? I mean, Bosa ran the defense pretty much by himself last year. We didn't have much help there. Having Derwin James back, fingers crossed that he doesn't get injured, I think we'll be okay. I do think the Chargers, our secondary is pretty light. I think our defense is pretty light. The O-line is solid. Our quarterback is solid, and hopefully our coach is solid. So just super excited to see how the season goes.
Awesome. Well, Nicole, I think that the Chargers have a lot to be optimistic about this year, and I'm curious to see what your schedule prediction is. So,
very optimistic.
Anyone who's watched this show before knows the drill. We are going to go through it game by game, give your general thoughts, and we'll give a quick shout out here to Looter Chris, a loyal subscriber. He's saying, "What up, Peo? Hello, Nicole. I'm just coming through to show some love to the Bolts. Been a San Diego resident for 5 years and got a ton of friends who are Chargers fan." But Ludacris is a Rams fan himself. But that's awesome. And yeah, I guess you know what? I will address this that the Rams and Chargers, obviously we're in the same city. I've heard it said that there's this rivalry between them in LA, and I think it's a pretty healthy rivalry. I don't hate Chargers fans or anything like that, and I love Justin Herbert and Joey Bosa and Keenan Allen. They're exciting players to watch, and so I'm excited for Chargers and Rams games to be played in SoFi this year. This beautiful new stadium that will have lots of fans in it. So that's exciting.
Super excited. It's funny because when the Rams and the Chargers both came to LA the same year, right? And I remember you guys making it to the Super Bowl, and I mean, great for the Rams. You're not in our division; it's not even the same conference, right? So it's fine. But I was just like, if the Rams win this, if they go to the Super Bowl, the Chargers are automatically. I mean, we already don't have fans. We lost all of our fans when we went to LA. I mean, the LA is the Rams fan, town. And when you guys went to the Super Bowl, it was like, there we go. That's it. The Chargers are just now we're the ugly stepchild. But we're gonna make a comeback. I know it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get into it here. So I have the schedule on my phone in front of me. So I'm going to read it off game by game. Give your general thoughts, and let's see what your prediction is here. So the LA Chargers start the season on the road. They travel to Washington to take on the football team. Win or lose?
So originally I had said win, and I thought about it a little more, and I think that their defense is going to take this one.
Okay.
I think maybe, it's a new team again for us. There might be some, first game jitters. It's hard, but I'm going to say that the Washington football team takes the first win.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. And, Ryan Fitzmagic always, he'll have his games. So,
yep.
Okay. But you know what? Season's still young. It's the Chargers. They're 0-1. Big whoop. So then you play your first game of the season in SoFi, home game, where you welcome in the Dallas Cowboys. Win or lose?
Win. And this is an exciting game for me, Ashley as well. We have a good friend who is a diehard Dallas Cowboys fan, and so she's coming with us to the game. And there's all sorts of talk about who's going to take this game. But I think first game at home at SoFi, having fans, I think we're going to take this one.
Oh, that's so tubular. Okay, all right. I dig. All right, so you're 1-1 after 2 weeks, and then tougher game coming up. It's a division game. You travel on the road for your first division rivalry game of the year. You take on the defending AFC champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. Win or lose?
So they don't get both wins for this, but they do get this one. Okay. First game, Patrick Mahomes played against Justin Herbert. It went into overtime. He was a brand new rookie. First game that he played. It was one of the best games last year.
That was a fun game.
There's all this talk with Mahomes saying, I'll believe it when I see it about, Justin Herbert being this great quarterback. I think he knows it. And I think that the two of them are going to be very fun to watch. I think that they're going to be just two young quarterbacks with so much to offer. But this one, I think Justin Herbert still doesn't know too much about the way that Patrick Mahomes plays. I think that Mahomes is going to take this one.
Okay. So you're 1-2 after 3 weeks. And then you have another division game, Monday Night Football, primetime game, first primetime game of the year. And you welcome in the Las Vegas Raiders to SoFi. Win or lose?
This is a win. However, there's some rumors about Devontae Adams going to the Raiders. There's also rumors about him coming to the Chargers. That would change a lot of things. But as of today, I think we take that game.
Okay. So you're back at 500, 2-2 after 4 weeks, and then you have another home game. And this is a tough early schedule for the Chargers. Wow. You welcome the Cleveland Browns to town. Win or lose?
I think this is going to be a good game. I think Mayfield will put up a fight. I think that it's going to be a battle of defense for this one. Okay. But I'm going to say the Bolts take it.
Okay. All right. That's right. That's what we like on MOOF. Yep. Optimistic in those tough games. Yep. So you're 3-2 above 500 on the year. And then, again, another tough game. You head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Win or lose?
So Ravens, Lamar Jackson, I mean, he is a superstar. I go back to 2019 when we played them in the playoffs, right? I mean, it was Rivers, it wasn't Herbert, but we did win that game. So there's part of me that's optimistic that we could take this, but I think with Herbert still being inexperienced, I'm gonna give this one to Lamar Jackson.
Okay. So you're back to 500. No, that's okay. That's okay. This is week 6. Okay, you're 3-3. You're in the thick of it still. And then so you're 500, and then you have an early bye week at week 7. So 500 to the bye week, and then you welcome the New England Patriots to SoFi. Win or lose?
So we lost the Patriots 45-0 last season.
Wow.
This is a revenge game, and we will take it.
Okay, I love it.
Take it at home. We have a lot of Pats fans down here. I mean, we're gonna take that one home for sure.
Okay, all right, let's go Chargers, coming and beating the Patriots. Okay, we like that. And then you travel to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. Win or lose?
So, this one, it should be a no-brainer. Their secondary is it's a mess. It's not a super strong team. You know, there is a rebuild, but there's always a game that the Chargers lose that everyone goes into like, oh, we got this one, we're gonna win, no problem. But there's always that one game. So I thought maybe this might be it, but I think we win.
Okay, I like it. All right. So that changes. You are 5-3. Chargers are picking up steam. They're climbing the power rankings. People are excited about the Bolts. And then you travel. No, you don't travel. You welcome the Minnesota Vikings to SoFi. Win or lose?
So Kirk Cousins does not scare me.
Okay.
Traveling Cook scares me a little bit. Thielen's great. Jefferson's great. I think that our new coach is going to help us win this with our defense.
Okay.
So I'm going to say we beat the Vikings.
Okay, 6-3. Interesting. I would say that Brandon Staley and Mike Zimmer are two of the best defensive-minded coaches in the NFL. So that potentially could be quite a defensive battle. I'll be interested to see how that game plays out.
It'll be a fun game. I think that he will come up with a way to stop Cooks. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. So 6-3 on a bit of a winning streak here. And the Chargers fans are saying, we exist and know the Bolts are real. And then you welcome the Pittsburgh Steelers, another Sunday night primetime game at SoFi. Win or lose? Can you beat the Steelers?
We have 3 primetime games at home this year. That's so exciting. Yeah. Last year, I think we had 1, but it wasn't at home. Steelers. I like the Steelers. I do. I like the Steelers. I think that, last year they started off so strong. I think they were undefeated till week 10 or something.
I think they were 11-0 to start.
Yeah, 11-0. I think that they may start strong, but I think what are we? We're week 11 now. I don't think they have the O-line to do it. I think we're going to beat the Steelers at home.
Okay. All right. 7-3. Oh man, Chargers looking good. Everyone's talking about how good Herbert is, and there's lots of buzz in the air about the Bolts. And then you travel to Mile High to take on the Denver Broncos. Win or lose? Division rival.
The Broncos are so hard for me. I feel like we have this curse with the Broncos. It was a Peyton Manning curse, so maybe it's been lifted. I'm not confident in their team. I mean, if they get Aaron Rodgers, this is a game changer. But I don't, they've got our Melvin Gordon. I'm going to say we win this one.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh man, the Chargers are on a tear. 8-3. Probably, in the discussion for the top 5 teams in the NFL at this point in the season. And then they travel to Cincinnati to take on Joe Burrows and the Bengals for that. For the rest of their career, you're going to have Herbert and Burrows, compared. A bit of a rivalry there. Who wins this game this year? The Bolts.
I think Burrow's great. Both Burrow and Herbert, I think they will be rivals, right? I think it's going to be very competitive. I think they're going to be fun to watch over the next few years. But I think we've got this one this year.
Okay. You're 9-3, looking good. And then you travel back home to SoFi, and you welcome the New York Giants. Win or lose?
Have the Giants done anything in the last couple of years? I don't.
They've won some surprise games. Their defense looks legit. You just don't know with Daniel Jones at quarterback.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. So I'm gonna say we win with anything with our defense.
Okay. All right. I like it.
Optimism, right? I mean, this is the name of the game.
It's MOOF. It's MOOF, the most overly optimistic fan. That's what we like to hear, Nicole. So you are now 10-3 on the season. Oh man, Chargers are, now they're probably for sure making the playoffs at this point. It's just a matter of what the seed is. How is Kansas City doing? And yeah, and speaking of Kansas City, you have a short week here. It's a Thursday night primetime game in SoFi, and you welcome in division rival for the second time this season, the Kansas City Chiefs. Win or lose, Nicole?
So like I said, I'm not giving them both wins. So I think we're going to take this one. I think that, with the short week, I think with us being at home, I think that Herbert will know enough about Mahomes, figure him out a little bit more at this point. And I think, again, it's going to be a revenge game. I mean, we've been so close to beating them. I mean, we beat them at the end of the season last year, but that's because they were going to the Super Bowl or playoffs, right? And they didn't play any of their starter players. So yeah, we won 38-20 or whatever it was. And it was like, okay, cool. But we didn't really play the Chiefs. So yeah. I think this is going to be our redemption.
All right, I didn't want to interrupt you, but let's go, Chargers taking on the Chiefs. Upset, oh yeah. And now at this point, 11-3, people got to be discussing the Chargers as a possible Super Bowl team. This is a huge win for Herbert and the Chargers. Oh, and they still got 3 more weeks left to go. They are traveling to Houston to take on the Texans after a massive win against the division rival Chiefs. Win or lose?
Well, the Texans even have a quarterback.
You know what? So Nicole, I have to pause for a moment here. In this series, the Texans have been a team that has not a single person has predicted that their team would lose against the Texans. However, Coach Dante came on. The Texans episode was episode 22, and he did provide some great insight to reasons that the Texans are going to be better than people think they're going to be. Former Charger Tyrod Taylor is going to probably be their quarterback. And so it might be a revenge game for him because he had not the greatest circumstances with the Chargers. So I wanted to just point this out. This game does have stakes in it. But again, it's MOOF. It is your decision. Can the Chargers beat the Texans in Houston this late in the year?
Yes.
Okay. Texans fans, if you're watching, I always try and hype up your team for you, but yeah, okay. No,
I mean, Tyrod, he won our first game last year. Herbert. So I'm gonna say we take that one too.
Okay, no, that's fair. That's totally fair. That's fair. So then you have your final home game of the year. You welcome division rival, the Denver Broncos, for the second time this season. Win or lose?
So with history, the way that it's been with the Broncos, unless, we break this curse or whatever it is that we have with them, I'm going to say that they win this one.
Okay. Right. So 12-4, and division games, they're always tough to predict. 12-4 on the year, and then final game, week 18, you travel to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders for the final game of the year for the Chargers in the season. Win or lose, Nicole?
So this one's always tough. Last year we went in the last game with the Raiders and we took that game. But the Raiders are not a team to overlook. I mean, there's potential and there are so many strong players on that team. I mean, Waller is just a beast. The optimist in me wants to say that we win, but the realist says that they're going to win.
We needed a decision here, Nicole, win or lose.
It's optimism's the name of the game, so I'm going with win.
Let's go, Chargers. Yeah, okay. So that means you are predicting a 13-4 record for the Chargers.
2019 right there.
Yeah, no, that is really, really, really interesting. That is not an easy schedule by any means. However, the Chargers, they have talent. We've mentioned Herbert, we've mentioned Bosa, Keenan Allen. There's lots of pieces in place for the Chargers to be competitive in all these games. And if you look at last season, a lot of the games the Chargers lost by one score. So potentially having Brandon Staley come in as a new head coach, new regime, maybe you win those games. Who knows? It's going to be a fun season to be a Chargers fan for sure. Yeah, Nicole, you have to give me 1 second. I'm trying to do this thing here. Yeah, let me know. How do you feel about your prediction while I quickly edit a graphic together?
Yeah, no problem. When I first started thinking about this, I was like, I think we've got 12-5, and I just talked my way through it while we were going, through this, and 13-4 seems doable for me. Again, like I mentioned, there's always that one game where we go in thinking for sure we've got it. And maybe Texans is that one, right? Maybe that is the game. But today, the way that I feel, my gut is telling me that we win. We've lost a couple people in the off season. We lost Hunter Henry, which was a big loss for us. We got Jared Cook. Jared Cook, I think he's jumped around the last couple of years. I know that he's played, I think 16 years or something, but he's kind of jumped all over the place. So we'll see how he does. I'm excited about it. I'm not super confident with our tight end, but I think with I think with the rest of the team, again, I think our defense needs a little help. Our O-line is probably the strongest it's been. Secondary, it's okay, but I think we're a sleeper team, and I think that people don't know what's coming for them.
All right, I love it. I love it. That's what we like to see on MOOF. So Nicole, I am going to bring up this graphic here. So this is our most overly optimistic fan kind of score gauge here, and I'm realizing my graphic is actually hiding it, so I'll hide that for a second. So this is the scale. As you can tell, most of the teams are quite optimistic for this season, but I am going to put the Chargers right here, just slightly below where my Browns fan was at, but you're definitely in that top tier of optimism, and I'm excited to see what the Chargers do this year. Definitely a team I'm going to be paying attention to, yeah, I think that Chargers fans have a lot of reason to be optimistic, and it's going to be a good time. But Nicole, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a lot of fun. I hope you had a good time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And definitely looking forward to the season. And good luck to you guys as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Likewise. And if you're watching this at home, please let Nicole and myself know in the comments below. Do you think she's crazy? Or do you think that, maybe she's not optimistic enough and you think the Chargers are going to go 17-0? We want to hear it. Give us your predictions in the comment section. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and go check out Touchdown and Tight Ends on Instagram for some more great football content. I'm Peyotam. This is Nicole, and we're peacing out.